Okay, so wait, give me okay, can you give me the link?
Yep.
Dankeschön. I'll be right back. Everything is lagging a little bit.
Yep. Let's wait maybe 2 minutes more.
2 minutes more and then we gonna get started. So people, if you're just joining now and you have any questions, feel free to post them on YouTube chat. And I'll answer them, and Arnaud will as well. Because we just love answering those questions, only Arnaud.
Yeah, of course. Let's wait maybe 2 minutes more.
Everything seems a little... I'm not sure, are we quiet or... Stream seems to be a little bit quiet. Huh.
Yep. I think maybe we can start right now.
Wait a minute, yeah, but is the stream quiet or is it good? I can't even tell. My microphone is on 100%.
Yeah, I understand you perfectly.
Okay, so sound is okay, I guess?
Yeah, sound is okay. Everything is okay.
Oh yeah, maybe my, yeah, okay, maybe I hear a little bit less because we're on TeamViewer. Okay, anyways, welcome then guys, welcome back to yet another webinar. So the last webinar we held, let's just see, what was the date? It was 10th of March. When was that? Oh, so it's right here. Oh, I understand what we were doing back then. We were talking about these levels. These levels being good for a little long.
Yeah.
But we are still keeping our main short. It's just a scalp, and then Corona just came and just swooped everything away. Big panic hit, and so did on most other markets. As we can see, Tesla. Holy shit! Look at Tesla, man. Right back at the beginning, huh? Tesla looks like a shit coin right now, to be honest. Isn't that a little bit funny? Yep. Or even DJI in this moment. It's like excruciatingly bad. Look at that. The world sure is, the economy sure is turning into bearish. It's only 32%.
It just looks like Matic. It just looks like Matic.
The thing is, it's like this. If we get another weekly close under here, this is gonna be really starting to be really yikes. You know what I'm saying? Yikes kind of types. So yeah, of course, then you have these people who keep on saying that crypto is a safe haven, that in crisis crypto will moon, and this is hardly viable for me. But I will tell you that since Americans have abandoned fractional banking, I am quite a little bit bored. I mean, bothered, right? Because that just means they can just start printing the money left and right, and nothing happens, you know. So they don't need to have any cover or anything for them to print the money, right? So I'm gonna say if Bitcoin ain't gonna make it in the next couple of years, then it's probably not gonna make it. You know, that's sort of my prediction. But you know, even thinking about it, that even if they do want to, you know, say let's just say if they want to go onwards with a digital currency just because to protect their banking system, right? Then it's probably not going to be Bitcoin. It's probably going to make something on their own, right? I mean, they probably wouldn't just tune into Bitcoin. I know it's existing market and everything, and already has adoption, right? But you know, they can push adoption on their own grounds quite effectively if they really wanted to, right? Okay, so I know we also discussed 3k levels, and I hope somebody longed this down here, because this is where the heaviest longs went in from basically everyone, even the whales, right? So I really hope somebody longed down here. This is like the most obvious one that we can produce. It's basically what this means, that this graph retraced this whole pump. Let's just say weekly for now. Retraced for 100% while it touched this, right? But very importantly, it didn't make the double bottom, right? So that is quite important, right? Since we did test kind of a pre-low, and it's 100% retrace, right? Now gives us a good chance, and also I gotta mention good chance for this. Also, weekly was a pretty nice close above this. Weekly was a pretty nice close, strong close above this. Now gives us a pretty good chance of going here, or perhaps even here. Or perhaps even here, yep. These two areas are now pretty important. And if you go look at it, here is $2,000, here is $3,000. But if you long here from down here, it's actually almost $5,000. So it's a pretty nice gain, right? Pretty nice gain on Bitcoin. Now, I know it's hard to take in. Let's be honest. The world is in crisis. Why should Bitcoin moon, right? And I know I'm saying that Bitcoin, that Bitcoin is not a safe haven for crisis, and yeah, that's sort of true, right? But we do expect that, like, even as I was saying before, DJI, right, Dow Industrial Index, we do expect to have some pullback. You know, it's just not gonna go like this right now, right? It's not gonna go like this. I mean, that's highly unexpected, right? It's like this. It can cancel down here for about like week, or it can even be 2-3 weeks. You know, it can do something like this, right? And it's gonna try to retest something, and it can retest to here, or it can retest to here, and then it just breaks down, right? So this is where people are gonna short. And it's similar for Bitcoin, right? Because in this position right now, I can tell you for a certain Bitcoin is far from bull market. And I was already saying this up here. Until we break this, there's no bull market. And this came so close. I mean, I swear, so close, right? We only got a wick, but we need to actually 2 to 3 candle closes, right? And there can be no bull market. And right now, this doesn't look bullish. I mean, when you look at it like this doesn't look bullish. But right now, I am bullish. So that's something else what I'm saying, right? Right now, I am bullish, but this entire chart is not bullish, right? And this is something, because I'm usually the bearish guy. Everybody calls me the bearish guy, but I'm bullish right now. This weekly close, perfect. This secondary candle right now is forming quite nicely, even on lower time frames. Sorry, let's go 1 hour. I like the way where it bounced. Oopsie. 1 hour. Yeah. 4 hour. I like the way where it bounced. It held this area quite nicely. And it got right back into this area. You know, it looks like it's gonna slowly break it, right? This gives us a good chance, like I said, either coming up here or even coming up here. We're just gonna have to watch it in this area because this area is a danger one. It can crash from down here, right? But this is a good chance. And again, I'm gonna say before everybody, and I'm gonna tell you that if this starts pumping, right? If this starts pumping and we get back above this, or should we say, if we even get close to this, right? So let's just say if we even get close to this, right? Everybody on Twitter, everybody everywhere will start saying, "Oh, Bitcoin is bullish, guys. Bitcoin is bullish. Now it's finally time to go over 20k." No, no, and I'll tell you this again. No, Bitcoin can't be bullish, and no one can tell you that it's gonna go above 20 grand until we break this. Sorry, should have used this probably. Until we break this. Until we break this, there can be no bull run. And Bitcoin is bearish as soon as it breaks this. As soon as it breaks this, even I'm gonna start looking for longs aggressively. I'm gonna start calling for new bull run, right? But this is it. But I can tell you from my experience, when the chart looks like this ain't happening. Because if it didn't happen right here, so I'm saying it didn't break right here, and this had the best possible chance. This was the best possible chance of this entire graph. Right now, you probably won't get a chance like this before for a long time, right? This is a right. So I'm going to tell you, first short target around here. This is your first short target. Second short target, or should I say, sell your Bitcoin, right? If you're not shorting, this is where you're selling your Bitcoin stacks that you accumulated from this drop, right? So if you bought here, and if you bought here in this area, right? So most of the people bought either here or here. This is your sell points, here and here, right? I'm gonna tag this one as greens, I guess people will understand. This is your buy, sell, right? Simple. Um, let's talk about, so if Bitcoin does something like this, right? It comes to up here or perhaps even up here. What's the new target? Well, that is gonna shock plenty of people right now, because I know people will again be hating on me, but I just don't care because the truth doesn't hurt. The truth is not good always, right? This is your next target. This is your next buy zone, because I am 75% sure Bitcoin is gonna do this. And it's gonna go down to 1.8k. Yeah, should I maybe do that like this, because 1.8k should be the last one. This one is not the worst case scenario. The worst case scenario is 3-digit Bitcoin. That is absolutely the worst case scenario, is down here, 3 digits. But even I'm not expecting the worst case scenario. I'm not that bearish, right? But I am expecting 1.8k, or should I say 2.5k, or around this area. This is where I would be buying yet again, right? And then I will soon be hoping that we will slowly start rallying up, going sideways, you know, rallying up, and then slowly starting to go, and then finally break something like here. Then this is gonna be the point to break, will be around here, then breaking this, and finally going, you know, towards the 20k mark, uh, you know, towards the new high. Of course, the market will have to be strong. This will not happen during a recession. If we get a recession right now, whole this thing is gonna be halted for at least a couple of years until recession ends, right? So we could be essentially looking, this whole accumulation area right here could potentially be lasting a year to 2 years, right? Because even if we scroll back, oh wait, that's actually not the right chart. Bitfinex, even scroll back, see, look how long this lasted, right? Let me see. Okay, so I'm talking about this, right? So this, like, if this is like 1.8k, right? Where's my tool? Ouch. Certificate date range. Wait, I have it on my. Oh, it is right. Okay, so let's see how long this lasted. Oh, 600 days. So actually 600 days from here to here, right? Basically 2 years. Okay, so it is possible because it's not Bitcoin's not gonna pull some magic during the recession. Don't expect people to buy magical internet beans if they can't even afford. I mean, if they don't have jobs or don't have food at the end of the day, right? So don't expect people are gonna buy bitcoins then in those times. But yeah, USA canceling fractional banking is actually pretty bullish for Bitcoin if you ask me, long term speaking. But again, as I said, if they wanna trade with currency, they will probably create their own, right? They will probably create their own. So this is pretty much my long term plan speaking right now for Bitcoin. So if I tune down to short term, I can probably remove everything right here. Yes, everybody noted it. Again, if you guys got any questions, feel free to ask them in YouTube chats. We will answer them along the way. Short term speaking right now, definitely 1.5 area is still pretty important, right? So let's just see. So around this area, we still had to hold this area, right? We still had to hold this area. Right now we don't want to go into this area. Here was okay because we held the 4.7 area. We held the 4.7 area. We went a little bit under it, but look, we bounced right back in. So we didn't really have a close under the area. See, so we bounced right back at it and gained this area, which is the most important one right now. And we have to absolutely hold this area to go higher, right? So this area was tested here, as you can see. Even we have a pullback, and we managed to hold it, and now we're going higher. So this is good. And now what we really want to see finally breaking something, right? So I'm not gonna say, okay, yeah, this one pretty straightforward. We have to break this one, but we really have to break. Really want to break this one, right? This is the area we really want to break. The one that we just tested with a wick, right? Because if not, something like this, right, happens, and again you get a wick, and you lose this area right here, right? It's gonna be probably a problem, and then you can probably going to go under this one, right, or even under it, and then you will lose it, and we can possibly go even lower, right? But we don't want this to happen. We want to go first to 8k so we can get a proper short in before it goes 1.8k to 1.8k, right? So this is now pretty good chances. We break this area, and then I would rather see. I mean, I'm probably asking too much if I said to break these areas at once, you know, just get a straight moon, close up here, slowly start going down, and then maybe you can long here before it goes up, right? We long here before it goes up. But right now, expecting Bitcoin is it's probably gonna do something like this and then maybe break it, right? But I really do want to break this area as soon as possible. And as we break this area, so I'm talking about this area, right? As we break this area, I'm going to start setting my longs around this. I'm going to start setting my longs around this all the way down to here. It's going to be a little bit vaster area, you know, with the stops under this. And, you know, hopefully we can get a good bounce towards 8k or 7k 300, right? Which is pretty good. Let's see how much is that again. I forgot. So if we get it around here to 7,300, that's about 1.8k. That's pretty good. We're gonna have to watch in this area, right? It's because here it's gonna be really dangerous because it can already start turning around here, right? It doesn't mean it has to go up to 8k to right here, right? So yeah, we have to look at the lower time frames to see if this one is going to start turning around here or if it's gonna start turning around up here, right? Definitely a really important aspect. This is pretty much for the lower time frames viable in Bitcoin, right? It's finally forming something. And yeah, I'm not saying we cannot be staying in this range, we just can't be losing this one anymore. Because if we do lose this one, then I'm really gonna have to start, if we do lose this area right now, then I'm really gonna start thinking that we're gonna go lower eventually. I mean lower than higher, right? Higher chances going lower than higher, that's what I'm gonna say, right? And this is not exactly what we want to see right now in this particular case, right? We just want to go higher, we don't really want to revisit anything anymore. And we really don't want to go under this. Because this was bullish the first time, and even on Ethereum, if we look at it, Ethereum even had a better test. Wait, which chart is this? BitMEX. Okay, so yeah. Wait, let me just remove drawing. So Ethereum even had a better test, because on BTC, as soon as lower time frames, the longs were down here, right? The area was down here to test, and Ethereum tested it more perfectly than Bitcoin, because Bitcoin you can see that if you bid at your levels down here, right under the candles, you didn't actually get filled, right? So Ethereum tested it better than Bitcoin, right? But let me tell you, Ethereum is actually falling behind Bitcoin a lot. Oops. Daily. Ethereum is actually falling Bitcoin a lot. One interesting thing, right? Ethereum you see this week, right? Look how high this week went. It almost came back to where Bitcoin should test right now that we were talking about, right? But this only happened with BitMEX, so I'm not sure if we should count this week or not. You know, I'm not really sure because it hasn't happened here. See, it hasn't happened here. It only went to 144. But on BitMEX, when BitMEX was down and disabled, it just went up here. You know, so I'm not gonna say. I'm probably gonna say that this week doesn't count, right? So buy pound on Ethereum was from $100 lower, you know. So this was your long term. Sorry, this was your long term buy to $100 and down to like 89, something like 88, something like that. Yeah, wouldn't be buying under here anymore. So this is your long term buy, and if you got it, it's definitely have good chances of testing this. Have good chances of testing this. This is your sell point around here. I would be going for the lower one, like 190, something like that, you know. For normal point where I would be selling my position and then trying to stack in some shorts because Ethereum is essentially even looking from lower time higher time frame should say it's quite behind Bitcoin, right? I mean, look, it didn't even came close while Bitcoin up here came quite close to this one, right? Ethereum didn't come close, and I'm gonna tell you Ethereum is even more shocking than Bitcoin because we have to go Bitfinex chart for this because Ethereum speaking we're gonna be seeing $50 quite soon, to be honest. I mean, quite soon. I'm not gonna say soon, but we're gonna be seeing $50. Like, about Ethereum, it's almost certain that eventually we will see $50, which is quite sad, right? But from this price action, from this chart, it is quite clear this is gonna happen, right? It's quite clear. It's still retaining bearish, cannot gain a single main level on the chart, and just still has such a pathetic bounces, right? Even right now on the 1 hour, if you look at from Bitcoin and Ethereum, like which one looks more dead, right? So you look at this Ethereum right now, you switch it to Bitcoin. You see the big difference, right? This is Bitcoin, this is Ethereum. You can see Bitcoin is already here. Bitcoin is already here, right? Look at where Ethereum is. Still didn't gain this, right? So it's far. So it's really even here down here. It's more bearish than Bitcoin, right? So it's just falling behind. Even if you look Ethereum compared to BTC, right? This was our main area to hold, and we even said that we would long it. So this happened. We get a fill in it, but then insta stop, during the crisis. But then it's still the area sort of hold here. And I was like, okay, maybe the area still holds, right? Because it just wicked out and then closed right back in it. But then look at it, as it closed back in it, it just tested the first resistance and then start breaking down and look where it's happening, right? So it's just gonna end down here. So now if you look at this from the larger perspective, once Ethereum loses this one, right? Even if it goes down there, it's probably gonna do something like this. It's gonna bounce here, but then gonna go eventually lower, right? So even on Ethereum BTC chart, the Ethereum is gonna turn bearish if it loses this structure right here. So this is even one more indicator to why Ethereum is less superior than Bitcoin, right? And it's probably gonna end on the lower prices than Bitcoin as expected. So at this point, I just can't imagine Ethereum ever being $1,400 again, right? It's just unimaginable, right? For me, at least. I mean, I really don't see how something could rally from, let's just say, something could rally from $50 and go right back above the 1.4k. I just don't see this coming. I mean, you will really have to have a massive market and massive bullishness in order to achieve that, right? It just seems it's really hard, like really, really hard, right? Well, we also had the biggest sell-off candle right here in the history of Ethereum. It's actually even bigger than 2018. Well, so in retrospect speaking, we are bullish for the moment, but bearish long term still. So for the moment, as I said. So yeah, if you guys got any questions, feel free to ask me and Arnaud. We will try to answer them.
Still no question.
Yeah. Okay. So pretty much seen like these coins all held the areas, right? Of course, if you go look at this Binance. We look some Binance coins. Wait, let me give. I'm pretty sure if I open most of these trades up, the trades are gonna be stopped because who could have foreseen such a huge sorry, who could have foreseen such a huge huge overreaction of the market, right? So, wow, what the hell is going on with this? It's lagging a little bit, so excuse me about that. Come on, what's wrong with this? But I'm not sure. Trading view seems to be lagging as hell, Arnaud.
Yeah.
Okay, so it's really
Let me
opening
check
slow.
from my side.
So, in the previous days, oh sorry, previous weeks, we talked about a lot about accumulating these ranges, right? And this is a good chance for alts to take us somewhere, but look at it right now. Now we all made 100% retraces. 100% retraces across the charts, right? And maybe even the most interesting one was the one that everybody loves so much, right? I mean, look at it. It didn't even bounce here, you know, it just went almost 100% retraces. So this basically just went down 77% in just a couple of days, man. It's just unbelievable. This is our alts all across the way, right?
Just following Bitcoin. Maybe we can take a look at Tezos against BTC.
Oh yeah, there's this
You
excess
know, in
BTC.
USDT, it follow Bitcoin for sure.
Okay,
So it's a
okay,
bit
so I'm
better.
not surprised it bounced here. Okay, so I'm not surprised it bounced here. This is a good spot. This is where I would long it for sure. This is where I would long it for sure. Uh, so what you want to see right now? Wait, we already bounced. Oh no. This is probably yeah. Okay, so it's probably gonna die now. Like, look at this, right? What it already did. This had to do more. This didn't break anything, right? Would have to do something like this, go like this, and then like this, right? But since it already made 100% retrace, then we have higher chances of, you know, going lower. So right now I'm gonna say it's gonna come to like, let's just say 4 hour. I'm gonna say it has good chances of just coming here. Test the middle of the range, or the bottom of this range, the middle of this range, test it, right? Even if I check the Fibonacci, the middle should be somewhere around, yeah, so the middle is right here. Like I said, test this, going lower. That's pretty much what I'm expecting from this one. Sebastian Karlstetter asked, hi, I have a question. What is your advice for investors, not traders right now? Just sit idle and wait for the bottom, I guess. Sebastian, like I said already, the bottom. So we were talking about Bitcoin. The bottom, there's a good chance the bottom was already in, Sebastian, at 3k, right? So now we have actually quite good chances of going up to 7 or 8k before going even more down, right? And I would say if you want to, if we are talking long term speaking, like long term, right? I would start saying you start buying under 2.5k down to like 1k. It's just stack your buys. If you want to really hold Bitcoin for long terms, then that's your bottom. That's what I'm thinking. It's gonna happen, but it can take months together. Probably even like it can even take a year, right? It depends how real market is gonna go. But if you're talking about real markets, like just SP 500 and stuff like this, right? Futures. This one is gonna be real hard. This markets are gonna be really hard to rebound right here. So for SP 500, it has a chance, right? But it's probably gonna lose this because this is 100% retrace again from this swing point that created this high. It's retracing 100%, and this is usually, from my things, when I'm there, this is not bullish, right? So from standard markets, you probably should be sitting on sidelines because this is gonna be wrecked. Either you're short, or you should looking for short, or you're gonna be wrecked, right? And even if you look at it from this particular case right now, on the pullback, I'm pretty sure a lot of people will short, will short these markets, like here where it's like when it's like really key swing points, they're gonna short them, and possibly if it ever gets up there, they're probably gonna short this as well, right? It's same as Tesla at the other one, right? Tesla, yeah. Tesla made the same similar thing, right? But you see, as it look, this you had your swing point, right? Let me just make this high Kiyoshi candles so it's a little bit more clean. So the thing is, you had your swing point, right? And people already started shorting here, right? But this was wrong because you didn't lose this area down here that you created, right? You didn't lose this area. So when it came back up, people were like super surprised, but not, right? So when you had your first short, it's like this. So when you get this, you broke this area, right? So you made 100% retrace and broke this area. Now, after you did this, you have to start shorting this, and you have to start shorting this, right? And in this case, you just pull back right back to like $700, $800, let's just say, right? It's about $800, and then broke down, right? It would never fill this buy, but you would get a fill on this buy, right? And this is usually how you want to look at things. And this is, if you look at Tesla right now, and now if you go to like DGI, you're starting to see similarities, right? He broke the area, went under it even, right? So now if you do something like this, like I said, you gotta start shorting this, right? Or this, or in this case even this, right? So it now can do something like, you can even do this, or you can come up here and do this, or, you know, just go all the way up there and come this. It will very rarely, do something like this, right? I mean, it will very rarely not blow the top off. That would be really rare, right? And, you know, just to sort of take in perspective of this, right? If you're sort of speaking, you had the same thing here, right? Sorry, you had the same thing here. Like you broke the area, right? And as I said, you know, you start shooting here or here, right? So as you came back, you know, your first shot got filled here, the second one shot here, then you had something like this, and see, you even made some money here because, you know, your average was around here, and then it just turned around because it held this area, right? So basically, because it held this area, it turned around. So you made good money because you obviously took profits here. The second time as it touched here, you took profits here. But the thing is, if it wouldn't hold this area, then it would most likely just end up going lower, right? But this one was during the good market. Now we are doing quote unquote crisis, right? So this really comes a lot more, packs a lot more punch in it. Should I say like that, right? It packs a lot more punch in it than it should. So yeah, as an investor right now, I don't think it's time to invest into stuff for longer periods of time, given crypto or real markets. You also have a strategy of one thing. There's also one strategy that you could use on these markets. Oh Jesus, it's so slow. Okay, there's also one strategy. Okay, so it's like this, you know. So people say like, okay, so on the first, when it retraces for the 50%, I buy in with first stack. So if it retraces down here, I would buy with first one, right? So it retraces down here, I would buy more, right? And it's like this. I think the first buy is like 30%. I don't know how much of the percentage of the account. Don't quote me on that. So this is my first buy. This is my like second buy, right? And this is my like last buy. I think the last buy is like this, right? They do this due to last like, you know, the last crises that we had, and then you're all in at like 60 minus 60%, and then you just sit back and relax for the next 10 years and just watch it go up. I mean, wait for the market to reverse and then watch it go up, right? Because if you look at it from the past, like this was 2008, right? So this is the crisis we had in 2008, and we take our tool. Let's just see how much it went down, right? So you see, look. So it didn't hit your third buy, but in this case it would, because if you look at it, the graph, you would have to be in here, right? Oh, maybe actually no, it didn't hit your third buy, yeah. So it hit your two buys, right? And then look for how long it went up, right? So from here on, you just could have chilled. Let's just say if you sold at the first retrace, right? 4,000 days. Basically, you were doing nothing for 4,000 days, and you gained, if your average price, if you buy it here the first and around here the second time, your average price is around here. We agree, right? So your average price is from around here. So basically, you gained, if you sold around here on the first retrace, or you sold around here on the first retrace, you basically gained 220% in span of 4,000 days, which is like a little bit more than 10. No, wait, actually it says around 10 years, yeah. So yeah, that's not bad, huh? I mean, that's not bad. 200% for doing absolutely nothing. Plus, you get paid dividends, if I'm not mistaken, on DVI, right? I'm not sure. Arnaud, do you know? Do you get paid dividends on DVI, or it's not? I mean, DGI, or is don't think.
I'm not sure for Dow Jones, honestly.
It is basically same for SP, right? If you look at SP, which is one of the most common ones. Same story, right? Let's just see back in 2008. Where was 2008? Okay, so So if you took it from right from the top and you scale it right down, actually here, surprisingly, all 3 buys would hit. So if you use this strategy, you actually bought the bottom. So I'm not saying you bought the bottom, right? Because your first buy was here, your second buy was here, and this was your bottom, right? So actually your average price, let's just say for sake, it was around here. That was because here you went all in, here you bought less, here you bought more, and here you went all in. So your average price was around here. So now, if you look at it, and you bought first 4,000 days almost again, yeah, and you gained a count of if you sold on first retrace 226 again, 2 times on your account, right? And something 2 times or something on your account. So yeah, it's quite effective strategy when it comes to like later crisis models right now, right? And right now we have a pullback of, let's just see. Right now we got a pullback. So yeah, right now you're almost hitting your first buy. Your first buy would be around here, right? Oopsie, that was a little poorly made. First buy would be around here. Your second buy, wow, god damn, can I please? Can I please? Your second buy would be around here. Yep, around here. Why am I missing my lines? I'm just gonna move it up. Second buy around here, and the third buy and all in would be around here. And then you just wait for the world to turn itself around, right? And it actually makes sense. Even if you look at it from the large perspective, we're either gonna test this and we'll see if it's gonna do something for this, or we're gonna test this, right? This highs from 2008, right? This would actually make good sense in this sense. And then you're all in here, and then maybe you can again relax for 10 more years. But remember, this doesn't work on crypto. Do not ever try doing something like this on crypto. This is just traditional markets, you know. And SP 500 being the biggest one of them all. If this goes, if this goes 90%, then something is seriously wrong with the world, you know. So basically, if this goes to 90%, then you will have bigger issues than money, you know. Money wouldn't be such an issue anymore. So yeah, this is how it pretty much works, you know. This is how these investors do it, that predict crisis and stuff like this, you know. This is how they go in. So this is for mostly explaining for how to investors should do it, Sebastian. So I hope that explains it to you, right? So as I said, if you want to invest in traditional markets and you don't know nothing about trading, this is a simple, foolproof way for you to make money in the markets during the crisis and catching the bottom. Actually, I mean close to bottom, and then making some money while you go to your daily job, right? On the side, and then you can maybe retire from that at the old age, right? Well, I guess if they have no else, I mean no more questions, we can then be ending this, right, Arnaud?
Yeah, yeah. I think this is it. We cover everything.
Yep.
So guys, let's meet next week, same time,
Same
4
time, same
p.m.
hour, they
UTC.
say, huh? Yep. Well, I hope, guys, the BTC is really this time is gonna break. I mean that we're gonna hold this area and 5-1 and it's gonna break it, right? So then we can finally get on with some action, as I would say. I mean, actually, I'm not mind if BTC chills now for a week or two, right? I mean, we had plenty of action, but just saying, I hope it doesn't go under the area anymore, right? We want to go higher right now. So yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, guys, take care then, and then we will be seeing you guys next time, right?
Yeah. See you next time.
Yeah. Bye.